truthfully, I literally had my whole life in that bag. Like, everything that I owned was in that bag. I was just a bag lady, just walking around outside with my bag.
And it bitch fine, she know she mine, yeah, look at her eyes, one of a kind, ooh, I can't lie, she a 10, she a dime, ayy, I'm finna slide, yeah, the mama on fire.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lola. Hey girl, if you've been here, welcome back. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button. I don't know where it's gonna be. Maybe it'll be down there, maybe it'll be down there, maybe it'll be up here. I don't know. Wherever it's at, click the button. Now, if you click off this video, you're gonna receive 10 years of bad luck. Now, you can do what you want with that information, but at least I told you. Story time / get ready with me about why I moved to Arizona.
Haven't noticed? I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in.
Okay, first things first, you usually know when people are not from Arizona because people from Arizona are kind of different, if you know what I mean. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but it's something about them. First, I didn't like it because it's like so boring, but once you actually get out and do stuff, it won't be so boring. Because I was in the house all the time and then saying, oh, it's so boring, I don't have no friends. But I just started doing stuff by myself. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need friends to have fun in life. You honestly can just go out by yourself, sus, and have a ball. After I learned that, everything was cool. I'm gonna use 2 different ones of these. Don't judge me, judge your father, sweetie. So once upon a time, I was supposed to do my eyebrows first. My mirror's down here, so I'm gonna be looking down here. Before I lived in Arizona, I lived in Florida. And I was having the best, I was living my best life. Like, the best life. And then, next thing you know, girls started going broke. When I say broke, I was like poor. Like, do you understand? Like, I was like really poor.
Bankrupt, like no money on my card.
I was like really going through it. And not even just financially, but mentally, I was poor too. Like, I was just a bum. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I said, I started going broke. And then after a while, it was just, I was to the point where, like, I couldn't even pay my bills. And at this time, y'all, I was dancing, like, pole dancing.
She goes slide down the pole.
I was dancing, and I was broke. Like, I was a broke-ass stripper. Broke-ass stripper. I wasn't really making no money. Like, I used to come home and I used to cry because I was like, what is wrong with me? Why am I not making no money? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm going to this club every day. Like, giving them all my energy and time and money too, because you have to pay to dance. And I don't know if people be telling you go dance, go dance, go dance, but they don't be telling you the raw and uncut. I wouldn't advise anybody to do that. even though I did it for like 2 years. I wouldn't advise nobody else to do it, honestly. But if you really, really need to, then it is what it is. But just to do it, don't do that. Sometimes I would leave the club with $40, $60. And bills was piling up, sweetie. So I couldn't pay my bills. And next thing you know, I'm starting to get notices on my door. Like, if you don't pay this by this day, like, basically pack your shit and get out. I was at the point where I knew that I couldn't pay my bills. Next thing you know, a hurricane came. And when the hurricane came, times was already hard for me. And when that hurricane came, I lost everything. I literally lost everything, and I had nowhere to go. Your girl was homeless. I had a guy friend, and he was like, oh, you can stay with me if you need to, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, bet. So I was staying with him for about a week, and next thing you know, he's like, I'm trying to do. And if you ain't, then you gotta go.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Basically, he was trying to make me do shit with him in order to stay with him. And I was just like, I don't really roll like that. So if that's what I gotta do to stay here, then I'll be homeless. And I really didn't care. So I grabbed my bag. When I tell you I had this big ass bag, this bag had my whole life in it. Like, I carried that bag everywhere. I carried that bag to the club with me, and people used to be like, girl, you got your whole life in this. Like, you got so much stuff. Like, this is your whole life in this bag. And we used to laugh. But whole time, truthfully, I literally had my whole life in that bag. Like, everything that I owned was in that bag. That's all I had. So, my mama, she lived in a different state because I had just got up and moved to Florida by myself. So I really didn't have nobody there. Nobody. I was just there by myself, and like, I had people that I met down there. And after I left the dude's house that I was staying with, I went to stay with this girl for the weekend. When with me, I wouldn't tell people, you know, what I had going on, because I didn't want to be like a burden to people. And I wouldn't stay over people's house more than a couple of days. So I stayed over her house for the weekend, and then I went to the next place. When I tell y'all I was like living outside, I was carrying my bag. Like, I was just a bag lady, just walking around outside with my bag. I had nowhere to go. I really didn't know anybody, so it's just me and my bag. Sometimes I used to sleep at the club because I honestly had nowhere to go. And at one point, it was just like, I'm gonna get through this. It's cool. I'm gonna get through it. And then when the hurricane hit, that's when it was just like, okay, I can't do this. I used to live in a hotel, and sometimes I wouldn't have enough money for my hotel, so I would have to either stay with somebody or just not sleep, like stay up all night outside. I used to be falling asleep in McDonald's. And man, I told my mama, like, I can't do this. I gotta get the fuck. And she was like, she was gonna move to Arizona, but she needed to look for houses. And I told her that I would look for houses for her. So, I don't know what was going on. Something was wrong with my car, but I ended up making enough money to get it fixed. And then before I went to Arizona, I drove to Texas because I had a friend in Texas. And this ain't looking good. I had a friend in Texas, and she was like, oh, you can make a lot of money out here before you go to Arizona. Like, I told her my situation, and she was like, well, before you go to Arizona, you can make a lot of money out here. Just come to this club, blah, blah, blah. So I got my car fixed, and I drove my ass to Texas, Dallas. And I went and I worked at this club. When I tell y'all, I made so much money. Made so much money.
The money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Yeah. I just wasn't expecting to make so much money. And I was so happy because I'm like, when I'm in Arizona, I didn't want to be like living outside. So I was happy to make that money. So I'm like, I know that this is enough for me to, stay in a nice little hotel until my mama finds a place. So I got to Arizona, checked into a hotel, lived in the hotel for a minute while looking for a place. Next thing you know, boom, we found the place. Now, this was my mama's place, so I still honestly didn't want to stay there. I wanted to go back to Florida. I didn't like Arizona. I didn't think that I was supposed to be in Arizona. And I constantly told my mama that. And I used to be like, this is not the place for me. I don't want to live with you. Like, nothing against her, but I don't like living with people. So I'm like, I'm still trying to find my way in life, and I don't want to, And she was like, she understand. But she also didn't want me to be homeless, so It was like, you can stay here as long as you need. And that's what I did. And I grew to love Arizona. Well, I ain't gonna say love. That's a strong word. I like Arizona. It's cool. It don't snow. Barely rains. But the summertime is hot. If you a hustler, this is the place to be, because everybody's not doing the same thing out here. Like, everybody's not trying to be the same thing. So there's plenty of room for people to, you know, make money. I honestly wanted to live somewhere else, more popping. But I'm about to be 26, and I have about to be 5-year-old, and I'm just like, I don't really care what's popping. I'm good at I'm known for traveling, so if I want to go somewhere popping, I'm gonna go for the weekend or a week. But that's it. I don't gotta live nowhere popping. I'm popping. Everywhere I go, be popping. But anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I think I'm gonna end up telling my stripper story too. Once upon a day. And that's the end of my story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you think. Hope you liked the video, and thank you so much for watching.
And it is fine, she fine, she know she mine.